disappointment for both sides, losing key players. Mark not taken there by Craig Turley in his 126th game. And the Bears, well, I'll be hoping they won't be flat after that big game against Carlton. Lovely night in Brisbane. No breeze. And really conditions perfect, unlike last week, as McRae lets one go and kicks a goal. His first. But deep in their attacking zone.
Saturday night at the Gabba, and a chance to regroup against the lowly Melbourne. But for poor kicking early, it might have been a rout.
Hughes comes out wide. Fletcher tries the old 1-2, gets up off the ground. Terrific stuff. This is exciting now. Fletcher again is creative. Another one hits the ground. Kennedy from 50. You'd think he'd kick it.
He will.
Oh, he will. They're kicking it on mile tonight.
There's two of them featured. One here is Keating, the other's Robbins coming in.
Keating grabs it out of the air and then tries to burst through, feeds it off to Fletcher. He comes back to Voss. Voss swings the ball around, going towards the goal. Lynch, terrific mark on the line. But should be easy meat for Alistair Lynch. Player of quality, kicks the Bears' fifth.
Lappin swings it back in towards Fletcher. He's still a long way from home. It goes towards the 50, and the big man, Keating. Certainly looking for votes tonight is Keating, and he goes long towards Lynch, a test of strength, and it's won by Alistair Lynch.
Alistair Clarkson saying something, chipping Alistair Lynch there. He's a cheeky fellow, Alistair.
Well, Lynch directly in front. This should be his second, and it is.
Falls to Ackermanis again. He comes out wide. Lynch on the lead. Taps it back over his head. Ball falls to the 50-metre line. Hopgood there. Now McRae onto his right boot. Throws it, kicks it, snaps it. Oh, fleet goal from McRae. Second goal to Craig McRae.
Tingay may be first to this, although it bounces towards McAdam, who does it beautifully to young Ben Robbins. And Robbins is away. Ball to ground once. Has a look down towards the forward line. Up towards centre half forward, towards Lynch, White and Voss. Voss towards goal. What play by one of the great players of the league. Sensational stuff here at the Gabba. Got players streaming off everywhere. Puts it out in front of Lappin. Wobbly old ball. He's got time to pick
Melbourne
it up.
kicked 3 goals in the first quarter, but could manage only 3 more for the night against a Brisbane defence that was totally dominant. The other end, Craig McRae kicked 6, equaling the club record set by Roger Merritt against Melbourne in 1993. The Brisbane Bears by 77 points.
Craig McRae had a few injuries with groins and so forth, so it was good that he ran into a bit of form. With that particular game also, we had a lot of people that had the flu, and it was probably a relief that we won it because we had that many people that were crook with it.
Russell mentioned, one of the top fullbacks now, probably still fairly underrated. Punch away comes to Joel Smith, or he could have come to Joel Smith. Kicked away by the Bears, and it's marked by Lynch. Should be the first goal. Lynch from 30 metres, slight angle. It looks pretty good from here, and he's got it.
St Kilda at Waverley can be the toughest trip around if the Saints happen to have their stars alight. So it was on June 29. Stewie Lowe was awesome. He took 14 marks and kicked 9 goals. Unstoppable.
Beautiful pass to Stewie Lowe. Lowe on quickly. Aussie Jones from 40 metres. Directly in front. Good vision by Lowe. Jones directly in front. Crowd like it. Jones likes it.
Robert Harvey, one of the superstars of the competition. Shanahan well down the ground. Should have kicked it better than that, as you would expect. Gowers, the former Hawk, onto Kennedy, onto Lambert. Lambert from midfield, kicks up towards right half forward. The boy from Chiltern does well. Lappin, long kick. Lynch again takes the mark. Alistair Lynch for his second. He kicks, and it looks pretty good. He's got it.
It's the Bears 13 to St Kilda 6. Is it Stewie? Oh! Your kick from 20, directly in front.
Robert Harvey had 19 hand passes. Nathan Burke, 21 kicks. It was possibly Brisbane's lowest point in the season to date. The goalless last quarter just added to the pain of a 46-point loss. While the Bears recovered, the club was making major steps in another direction, one that might alter its whole future.
And he's got it.
Never give up. That's Noel Gordon's motto, and he has a new football club to show for it. In little more than 24 hours, the Brisbane president managed to manoeuvre North Melbourne out of the picture and broker a partnership with Fitzroy.
He's played 100 games, 120 games for Fitzroy, so that's very important on it. That's exactly right, that's right.
Last night's stunning coup kept the merger man busy today. A threatened rebellion by former Fitzroy president Dyson Hall-Lacey dealt with by the Bears solicitors.
I feel a bit sorry for Dyson. I mean, he's been a hero as far as the Fitzroy Football Club is concerned, and no one should forget that. But I'm not sure he's managed the affairs as well as he might, and I think in retrospect you'll probably agree with that.
It was then off to his new home to meet the in-laws.
We've spoken to a number of ex-Fitzroy players who will take an executive role as advisors to the end of the season.
Victorian coach Curly Austin is tipped to lead the Lions for the rest of the season. Michael Noonan to step down tomorrow. Gordon will address the players on Sunday. The big loser in all of this is North Melbourne. For 2 months, Arden Street was the centre of attention as the deal with Fitzroy was hammered out. Hawthorn power broker Lloyd Williams, who previously mooted a merger with Melbourne, also questioned last night's dramatic turnaround.
I wouldn't be optimistic about seeing any Melbourne-based mergers in the short term.
But for retiring AFL boss Ross Oakley, the Brisbane Lions are a crowning achievement.
I think this is a tremendous result for the football competition.
Falls to Vardy again. Yes, terrific kick.
Just 48 hours after the formation of the Brisbane Lions, the Bears had a footy match in Adelaide of all places. Nigel Lappin became the Bears' youngest 50-gamer.
McRae's quick. Ellen gets back. Hart may get there to support him. Edwards, McRae, Merritt, Hart, Merritt just shepherding McRae. Good tackle. Forces forward. Lynch should kick a goal. Handball over the top. White's got it. Here's one back. Well done.
Merritt using his body. Lambert, it's a shove in the back, but it's called play on. Now goes to Ashcroft, starting to win a few 50-50 balls, and to White. Great kick. He is a goal kicker, Darryl White. Very good goal. Yes, the momentum really with the Bears. And Don, I know that we were very, very frightful of the Bears halfway through that second, but if Lynch kicks this, it's a very high ball. It has made the distance, and the Bears, unbelievably, are in front.
Gets good distance into the centre.
This was a strange match. The Bears trailed right into the final term. They managed to snatch the lead, but then just as quickly relinquished it.
Two of them take the pick. Vardy again. He kicked a goal in the first quarter. He's been useful all night. We know he's a pretty good kick from what we've seen. He kicks from 45 metres. He's kicked it well. It's close. He's got it.
Champion would be fined $2,000 for disputing an umpire's decision. Lynch would be suspended for 1 match for charging. An 8-point loss was the net result.
We came out of that game, you know, we've got to convert every single opportunity that we get, and we miss little things like that, turn the ball over at critical stages when we just didn't need to, when we just needed to settle the game down, and we just need to think out that game a little bit better than what we did.
Out towards half-back, Ashcroft again. Voss's shepherd was terrific. Goes back to Scott. Scott's got a bit of time now. Should be able to deliver. Takes his time. Back to Lappin. Lappin low. Kicks a beauty. Good take, Fletcher. The Bears deep into attack. Fletcher centering kick. Outstanding to Merritt. Wonderful play by Brisbane. From Lappin to Fletcher to Merritt. Let's see if Merritt can go. That looks good. That looks good.
Ashcroft probably will go long. Kicks it high. It'll land near 50. Merritt up high. Couldn't take the mark. McAdam. Hand pass. Go in and get a goal, Sean Hart. Have another one. You can bounce it and go right to the line and get the goal. Great play by McAdam. With Darryl White, the leading goal scorer on the ground with 3. Lambert gets the hand.
After one win and one draw in 6 matches came the vital clash with Essendon at the Gabba. This would be the 5th sellout crowd for the year, the fans staying with the side en masse after some ordinary performances. A 6-0 second quarter gave the Bears the jump. They never looked back. White kicked 4 goals.
50 metres from the Bears' goal. In trouble was Dool, and he got his right foot to it. Not quite far enough. In there is Ashcroft. Ashcroft kicks to the front of the goals. Oh, there's a mark. It's a Bears mark taken by Voss. At the back of Chris Danaher. He's right in front, only 20 metres out. It's that overhead marking ability. I mean, Danaher's done fairly well on Voss, but those 2 or 3 overhead marks.
Voss again in the umpire's mind with 3 goals.
No, he goes in short because Scott is in the middle of the ground. Scott can go long. Pump it away. No handball. McAdam in trouble. Back to Scott. Into an open goal goes Chris Scott. And he's kicked the goal. Brisbane now lead by 34 points.
You know, luckily we got away. There was a particular stage in the 3rd quarter we had to kick a couple of goals into the wind. And we managed to do it and kept Essendon at bay because they were coming at us.
Tapped down by Clark again, straight to his feet. Here's Voss. Around the corner goes Michael Voss. This might float out in the fall. Oh, Darryl White, a ripper. What a brilliant mark. Oh, gee, he can do anything, this guy. Maybe that's what they need to fire them. As Ellis doing the ruck work for Fitzroy, almost thrown away again. There's White.
Shocking conditions at the Whitten Oval for the match against Fitzroy, a venue where the Bears had never been successful in 8 previous visits. It was so bad that only 3 goals were scored in the first half.
Toure looking for the boundary line, but goes to the speedy Ackermanis. A goal here could be a very telling one. It's a great snap from Ackermanis. What a goal.
Ackermanis would be the only multiple goal scorer for the game with 2. Nigel Lappin in game 52 would get the votes. Brisbane recorded a 14-point win. The Bulldogs' score of 3-4-22 was the lowest tally ever recorded against the Bears.
Takes the ball to the bottom of the pack. He's starting to work his way into this game in this 3rd term. Over the back was a big fly. I think it was Griffin. Stephen Wallace it was, gets the ball forward, but Lynch gets it to Sean Hart, who has a shot at goal. It might dribble through for another great goal to Sean Hart of the Brisbane Bears, their 4th.
You know, we really slogged it out. It wasn't a high-scoring match, as what you said, but we really, you know, won our first game at the Whitten Oval in our 10-year history, which was quite pleasing.
Throwing to take place just in front of our commentary position here, centre wing. In front was the Eagles ruckling in front of Clark. Comes down now to Lambert. Lambert round the corner looking for Hart. Gutsy mark coming in front was Sean Hart, who was in pretty good form last week at the Whitten Oval. Gets it on to Voss, who with the left foot drives forward for the first goal to the Brisbane Bears.
What a day in Queensland. Brisbane had woken up to watch Kieran Perkins and Susie O'Neill win gold in Atlanta, then trekked to the Gabba for the game against the Eagles. After waiting 9 years to beat the West Coast once, they would do it twice in 1 year. A 14-5 second half did the damage. Ackermanis kicked 6. In game number 300 as coach, Mick Malthouse had no answers for a Brisbane side who were in total command. Fletcher was everywhere.
The defence of the Eagles. Lynch coming out to meet the ball. McIntosh keeps his feet and comes up with a footy, but it's pinched by Lambert. Lambert quickly around to Lappin, who likes kicking them on the left foot. This time goes back onto his right, straight through the middle. The Bears on a roll. Hart, who's been excellent in the forward pocket, takes on David Hart, sprints away, gets the right handball out to Fletcher. He's looking at the top of the square. Interesting handball, this one.
He's got it, He's kicked it.
Well, Ackermanis has kicked a great goal.
Let's see what can happen here, because the Bears just proving very, very troublesome. They lead by 7 points after being down by 25 points at one stage as Voss belts it in towards the half-forward area. Oh, great fly. That was by Ackermanis. He's paid it. He is, what, 35 metres out, 40 metres out, in fact, directly in front, Jason Ackermanis, and he's kicked the goal. Ashcroft is there, Ryan Turnbull.
Lambert had 21 hand passes. Clark, 28 hitouts. Voss kicked 4 goals. The Bears' final tally of 25-13-163 was the highest kicked against the Eagles in the Malthouse era.
Kicked 3 himself, going for his 4th from directly in front, 45 metres from goal. Is a beautiful kick, and that's right through the middle.
West Coast had won 11 in a row. We didn't want them to win 12, and we really went out there with a purpose, and you know, the crowd really responded to us, and it happened to be on the heat of the day, but wasn't really any real advantage because Perth has that sort of hot weather too. You know, West Coast is such a hard side, and once again we played one-on-one and just tried to go with them, and it was an important stage of our season too. You know, I think we're probably sitting a little bit further back, probably about 4th or 5th at this stage, and we had to sort of win this game to keep in touch with 1st and 2nd, which we managed to do.
Great performance by the little redhead.
He'll kick from 55. Looks wide. Pack fly. Excellent punch from Charles. Only to find Ashcroft now has a chance around the corner. Hooks it. Looks pretty good.
This was one of the most remarkable games of the 1996 season. Brisbane and Richmond at Optus Oval, a venue that had seen the Bears successful only twice in 15 visits.
Got the leading heart, excellent vision. Sean Hart's got a couple of points under his belt already as he lines up for his first goal. Looks pretty good. I think he's happy with that one.
Andy Gow's been a good player, Russ, in the last 4 or 5 weeks. Played very well on the wet at Fitzroy a couple of weeks ago.
Be worthy in the finals with his experience too, Ross. His Hart
good effort.
Kicks it long to Lynch and eyes on the ball.
That's fantastic.
Excellent effort.
Watch this, never took his eye off it whatsoever. Got one across the scone.
It might have been all over at half-time. The Bears kicking 4 goals from 13 scoring shots. Richmond, the preliminary finalists of 95, kicking none.
Very clever all day, and it's through for a goal. Ball up by umpire McLaren.
Richard Champion did a wonderful job keeping Matthew Richardson goalless. So good a job did he do that umpires Sawyers, Carey and McLaren gave him the 3 Brownlow votes. It would be a 17-point margin in the end. The Bears 12.5 wins from 18 games.
We were a much more committed bunch than what it was at round 3. Even from the start, we seemed to dominate the game, and I really didn't think at any stage Richmond had control of the game, and Richard Champion played such a fantastic game on Matthew Richardson, didn't give him anything, and he ended up getting dragged in the last quarter there, and really showed what such a dominant game that Champs had.
So the margin is 5 points, and this floating breeze is going to make things difficult, as we saw by that kick out. Lepage can go short into half forward. That's going to be okay, and Fletcher's going to have a shot. 40 out, almost directly in front. Here's Adrian Fletcher in his 125th game, looking to put the first one on the board for the Brisbane Bears. High kick back towards the wing. Gowers in best position, hands to it, couldn't hang on. This is Clark back inside the 50. It comes once more down towards McIver. There's an opportunity for him on the right foot. Bounces at goal, but it's good. Throw it in. This is Hart across the body. Great snap. It's close. It's a goal. Well, that's the question. Anyway, McKernan wins it with the left hand. It's pushed out the back. Lappin couldn't take it. Freeborn was there also. Lappin still going. Did it beautifully in the end. And the Bears fired up now as they push it down towards left half forward. Goal would be handy. Clark gets clear. Does it well for a big man too. Looks down towards full forward. They need a mark. They're not going to get it, but they do have the ending man. And he's done it.
Back to Optus Oval against the ladder leaders North Melbourne. But what a depleted lineup. Lynch, Lambert, McRae, Chris Scott, Merritt, Kennedy and Chapman were all out injured or ill. Andrew Buse would join the casualty list, his knee injury forcing him out for the remainder of the season. Darryl White kicked 2 in a low-scoring first half. They took him to 100 goals, the 3rd Bear to reach the figure after Merritt and Brad Hardy.
And he's got it.
Over the right hat.
McLean who kicks it.
A kick the difference at 3/4 time. Brisbane, through Fletcher and Hart, moved clear in the final turn. The Bears made it 2-0 over the eventual premiers, and for the first time in the club's history, won 3 in a row interstate.
Here's an opportunity for Brisbane if they are going to get a goal. The mark has been taken to tie it up again. 25 metres out. Goal umpire does not move. Under 4 minutes remaining, and that has wobbled through for a goal. Justin Leppich. Spoilt was Danilchenko, waiting down is Fletcher. He's got someone running wide. It's Tristan Lynch. He goes over the top to Keating. Keating will go long and high in towards half forward. They need Leppich to take a mark. He can't. Roberts is there. Again, sweeps the hand pass wide. Maybe not wide enough. Robbins gives it out. The Bears going intact. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, he's kicked the goal. Marcus Hedgecroft.
The wind was just howling across the ground, and it certainly wasn't ideal football, but we'd played in a few games like that during the year, and I really think that helped us out in that particular game.
Just over 8 minutes left in this first term as Sean Hart kicks a high ball up towards the 50-metre line. Punched backwards by Wharf. Now a chance for Ashcroft. Now to Ackermanis. 40 metres out, kicks wide off the side of the boot into the goal square. Leppich. Directly in front. Easy as you like.
Ackermanis going short, wants Leppich. At the back, lap and read it beautifully, strolls in and kicks a goal.
Successive quarters of 8 and 10 goals set the Bears for their second biggest total in 10 years. The new merger partners were not spared, as Brisbane won its 6th game in a row, a club record. In 5 weeks, the Bears had enjoyed more wins in Melbourne than they had in the past 6 years.
He's got the goal.
It's all the Bears. Ackermanis too easy, shrugs off his opponent, kicks it up long and towards the goal square. Leppich in front, dragged down by Dent. Now Leppich looking for something clever. Darryl White, something even clever. Keating off to Leppich, excellent play by the Bears. Leppich is first, the Bears 10.
That's where it probably happened.
Keating was in sensational form until a foot injury forced him out. He'd missed the rest of the season.
More severely than your knee is supposed to do. Right?
Yeah, you might be right there. Warry getting the goal. Fletcher out of the centre, kept it low, found Dion Scott, and Scott can chip over the top, and he's going to Ackermanis, who kicks his second goal.
Matthew Primus, one of 14 players, 22 years and younger for the Fitzroy side. There's another youngster for Brisbane, Tristan Lynch, coming through the centre of the ground. An excellent lead from Dion Scott. Directly in front.
A dozen goal kickers contributed to a massive 29-goal haul. According to Voss, though, the Bears let too many through.
It was very hard to get ourselves switched on for that particular game. Obviously, Fitzroy weren't going that well. And as a result, we sort of got shocked into it to play well, because Fitzroy came out in the first quarter and really tested us. I think they were only about 3 or 4 points behind at quarter time, and they obviously had a point to prove that they wanted to be at the Brisbane Bears next year, and to knock off the Brisbane Bears, their marriage partners, so to speak. And it was an important win, because Fitzroy were very pumped up and managed to kick a few goals than what we would have liked, and played a bit better than what we would have liked.
Tristan Lynch is away, and go, they say. Lynch does, puts them inside 50. Merritt stands there like the Rock of Gibraltar. Got a hand to it, but that was all. Flicked round the body beautifully by Craig McRae, and finally they're on the board.
Gives it away to Hart. Hart from 40 metres to McAdam, and surely the drought will be broken this quarter.
And he'll be anxious to impress tonight, as I said earlier. Spot in the finals at stake for him.
So McAdam kicks, and there's only a point in it.
Thankfully, no one was seriously hurt. So the Bears are challenging. McAdam flies over the top. Couldn't take the mark. Waiting down is Leppich, and they've hit the front. It's taken a while, but they're there.
Swings the ball around. Coops comes over the top and takes a very special mark. Plays on quickly. Mitchell sits and waits. McAdam comes. He's got it. Calls a play on now. Caught. Puts it into the path of Wills. Andrew Wills running a goal. 30 metres out. Keeps running. Goes and has kicked the goal. The Dockers are in front by 9 points. Benedict Voss goes.
On any given day or night, Fremantle have the pace and manpower to embarrass. And by golly, they did some embarrassing in round 21. The Bears trailed at every change. In the end, it came down to one piece of luck. Call it what you like. 87 seconds left on the clock, scores level, into Shaun Hart.
Oh, Cooper's been the star in the second half. Stolen. Here's a chance now. Champion gives it to Kennedy. Kennedy normally a long kick. They're inside 50. They need a mark. No one is able to take it. In the front.
With win number 7 in a row, the Bears were back on top of the ladder and, more importantly, were already guaranteed a home final.
Very disappointing. We're extremely lucky to get away with this. Shaun Hart's soccer off the ground was something to behold. I was standing behind the goal and behind where he kicked it, and the ball actually curved into the goals, which was quite unbelievable. And of course the crowd has gone sick, and I think I was standing on centre wing for 2 minutes with my hands in the air. I was that happy that it went through, and it was just a matter of hanging on. It wasn't the most pretty game.
Brings it around the other side. Lappin. Ball stops. Gowers with the shepherd. Lappin's left footer up towards full forward again, and the mark is taken by McIver. McIver kicks and he goes. First blood to the Bears.
Curran at centre half back, kicks out wide. Kelly in front. Kelly takes the mark.
Big cheer for Ned, playing his last game for the Magpies. Kicks up towards centre wing or centre field. Mark is taken by Paul Sharkey. The hand pass is on. Collingwood, their first real effective thrust forward. Hit from 40 metres. Looks pretty good. Crowd likes it. It's a goal.
For many Bears players, the trip to Victoria Park, the home of Collingwood, was a first. For all of them, the trip there in 1996 will stay indelibly etched in their minds. And this to a Collingwood side that lost Monkhorst and Rocker pre-game. A 7-goal final quarter by the Magpies saw Brisbane's winning streak end. A 49-point loss saw them drop to 3rd place.
1-3. And what's he done with that? Goal umpire has run across, but it's a goal. Give them a big round of applause.
In the lead-up to the first-ever final in Brisbane, the cream of Australian football, past and present, gathered at the Princess Theatre in Melbourne for the naming of the All-Australian side. 2 Bears would be included. Craig Lambert named first rover, Michael Voss in the forward pocket. Many believed Matthew Clark unlucky. He'd led the AFL in hitouts with 405, 56 clear of Jim Steins. Has there been a week like it in Brisbane? Certainly not for Aussie rules. The first Gabba final, scheduled for a Friday night, saw a record crowd of 22,000 on hand for the match against Essendon.
Wallace overruns it. Lynch is there for the Bears. Alistair Lynch. He has manufactured a goal for the Bears. Hardwick from...
For Marcus Ashcroft and Alistair Lynch, it was dual celebrations as they played game number 150 on a night that won't be forgotten.
And a top effort there by Clark. His kick is ordinary, but fortunately for the Bears, it slips through to Lappin. Lappin's little hand pass sets it up for Lambert. Lambert's kick is high. Maybe the Bombers from behind. Hardwick couldn't take it. Leppich, snapshot by Leppich. First goal of the last quarter to the Bears. Somerville down to the front. Voss shrugs the Blumfield tackle and then gets the kick away. It'll land about 50 metres from the Bears goal. Harvey up high. Couldn't take the mark. Tries to tap it clear, and he does. Out of bounds, and a free kick. Well, amazing that you pick one out. They've done it just so much tonight, and Harvey's going to be penalised. I wonder whether it was out of bounds deliberate or maybe deemed as a throw, but it's with Darryl White. He's 50 metres from goal. He'll put it into the square. He sets it up for a big fly from behind Wallace. Kicked there by Leppich. 4 goals to Justin Leppich. They trail 11-7 to 14 goals 9. Boundary throw in. Taken by White. Fletcher goes short. Ricochets off Lynch. Has a second go. In the pocket. Tries to build it back. And out of play. Well, what would he done, Lee? Would he had a shot of your Fletcher 40 metres out running into goal?
Well, yes, I think I might have, but I don't know about other players. But certainly he set Lynch up, but Lynch wasn't able to control.
Free kick here, sorry, Elite,
the chest
to jump in. I was out on the fall. Now, Lynch missed one early in the game in the first quarter from this angle at the other end. Tried a check side on that occasion. He's going the drop punt way. He's kicked it very, very well. They like it behind. He likes it. It's a goal. The kick is
Sean Hart became the 9th Bear to play 100. Brisbane had started brilliantly, but paid dearly for errant kicking and near misses.
He goes, and the umpire will call
3 posters and 2 shots out on the full kept the margin down to 17 points. The match ebbed and flowed from then on. In the last quarter, Brisbane moved 27 points up and then had to withstand a barrage from the Wanganeen-inspired Bombers. Finally, with Brisbane 2 points ahead, it was left to Wanganeen.
Cover yourself in glory, son. He kicks to the square. They get back. No mark. Wanganeen! He's hit the post. It's a point the difference. And we've got 17 seconds left. This is the most unbelievable climax to a game of footy we've seen for many, many years. 15-11 to 15-10. Remember, if the Bombers lose and either Geelong or Hawthorn are successful, they're out of the finals. Barnard pushes forward. Hart, the Bears have won!
You know, we had to sort of get our minds back on the job from the previous week, and it just goes to show what a sort of different season of, you know, AFL football is. It was such a close game. It went down to the wire, and we really let Essendon back into the game. We're 26 points up. Around about when Lynchy kicked his goal from the sideline, which was a real team lifter, and unfortunately we got a little bit complacent at that particular stage and thought we had it won, and Essendon came back, and Essendon, like Carlton, are a side where if you relax for five or so minutes that they can come back and kick 3 or 4 goals, and Essendon really showed their class in coming back when they did.
Scott in front. Madden wins the tap, taken by Ashcroft. Tumbles it back at its own 50. Coming out was Lynch. Couldn't take it, but he gets the free. So Alistair Lynch will be shooting from 30 metres out.
Well, Lynch takes the front spot here and does very good body work. Now, whether it was an actual holding free kick there, I'm not all that sure. But I think the plus for Alistair Lynch was that he was positioning himself to ensure that Silvani was right out of the contest.
Kicked 43 goals for the season. Lynch from 30 metres out. He's kicked it.
Socket off the ground, but it's going to be to the Bears' advantage. They keep it in play. Ashcroft tumbles a punt. Oh, McRae! Mark of the day! Well, he's getting married in October, and there's an early wedding present. Sensational.
Well, I was looking for some more leg speed to assist him at ground level, but he doesn't need it. He's able to do it in the air as well. A great jump there from McRae.
Directly in front, 25 metres out. He's already booted 1. He's getting married on the 6th of October, and now he's booted 2. Ashcroft got Whitehead. Clark got the hand.
Many regard Brisbane's win over Carlton in the semi-final at the Gabba as the club's greatest win. Who could argue? The team that put Brisbane out of the 95 finals race at the MCG a year earlier were absolutely and totally thrashed.
Lambert trying to set it up to Fletcher. Here come the Bears once more. Out of the centre square, goes short. Lynch has got it. Great play, Brisbane. Milhana didn't come into this Carlton side, sitting on the bench.
Just some great users of the ball coming out of the midfield here for the Bears. We saw McRae do it previously. Now Fletcher steps up.
Well, he's kicked 1 goal, Alistair Lynch. 40 metres out. And he kicks it.
Another one towards Ackermanis. He gets the hand pass down to Ashcroft. Ashcroft a spearing pass. It's beautiful to Leppich. So Brisbane here has a chance to stop this incredible run by Carlton.
I wouldn't be surprised if Stephen Kernahan may not have been reported in the last few moments on a bit of a late tackle. He looks a little bit disappointed. Umpire Brett Allen went up and spoke to him.
Well, let's have a look at Leppich in the meantime. Directly in front, 45 metres out, and he's kicked a very important goal. Carlton booted 4 unanswered goals. This is Michael Voss. He goes bang with a bomb. Whoa! Darryl White got the ride on Aaron Hamill and says, how good is this? Chips into half forward, and he's just come onto the ground, but Alistair Lynch is going to have a shot. He kicked 2 goals in the first quarter, and they are threatening to rip this game and blow it apart, KB.
It was a very poor kick from Koutoufides. Really put Hamill under the hammer, really set him up, and there was 2 other Bear players at ground level, so it was 3 against 1.
Lynch has booted 2. 40 metres out. Oh, they're on a roll here at the Gabba.
Well, some very thin pickings just at the moment for Carlton. You're really struggling to find a player who's on top of his direct opponent.
2 behinds they've managed this term. McKay, Voss is in trouble. Voss is in trouble as Murphy heads for home. He's in real trouble behind play. Now, this could be a very, very dramatic moment. Sean Hart, he's also been a star, 13 kicks. And he flies away up towards full forward. And Merritt Lynch, Big Roger, play on Dodger.
From the 13-minute mark of the second quarter, the Blues knew their season was coming to a humiliating end. 20 goals to 3 ended an 8-game losing streak against Carlton, dating back to 1991. The final scoreline saw Brisbane 26-14, 170, a semi-final record. The margin, 97 points. For Alistair Lynch, his 7 goals took him past 50 for the season.
The smaller brigade have been dynamic. White has been dynamic. Lynch is at the back for another one. They're just sailing along.
Ashcroft, it's been great all night. Screws it around the corner. Pushing and shoving there was Sexton against Lynch. And Lynch has got the free kick. From directly in front. He drills it. 7 goals to Alistair Lynch.
But they were lowlights. Clark was injured. Ackermanis was injured. And Michael Voss was too.
The week leading up to the following, to the North Melbourne was certainly fairly hectic. Obviously, I was injured and Matthew Clark and Jason Ackermanis were injured. So there was a lot of doubt going into the following week. That was probably a bit of a damper on the win. But, you know, I think the side really established themselves as one of the quality sides in the AFL on this particular game. You never give Carlton a chance because they are a champion side, and if you give sides like Carlton a go, then they'll run right over the top of you.
For Voss and Ackermanis, the next week was spent in a hyperbaric chamber in Sydney. Voss hoping for a miracle with his injured ankle. Ackermanis likewise for his hamstring.
Hasn't had many touches, but boys, he stopped them.
How incredible. The preliminary final against North Melbourne would be the Bears' first appearance on the MCG in 1996. They would be visiting the home of the Roos. Voss was a last-minute withdrawal, but even the talented youngster would have been powerless to stop North at its most ruthless. By quarter-time, North had kicked 8 goals. The margin at half-time was 52 points.
Dominating this game with 10 marks. Scholl on the lead. Dick Voss gets back. Ball comes to ground. Scholl's little give. And Crocker's going to kick another one. His second.
Forster Fletcher butts it across towards centre half forward. This is Lambert. Seen plenty of the ball. He goes in short, intended for Lynch down there. Eventually it spills to Lappin, and Lappin gets a belated goal. Falling to the ground, Lambert a little too slick on the burst at Scott, bouncing up towards the middle, looking for support. Plenty of them around. Capuano gave it away. This is Hart back inside the 50. 3 North players at the fall of the ball. It runs free behind. Champion in the pocket. Props off his step. Hooks. That's not a bad effort. It's very close. The goal umpire aligns the post. It's a goal.
Runs on. The Bears are still running home strongly. Kicks to full forward. Fly from White. He's got it. From the front, hung in the air like he often does. And takes the mark. Had a great match last week. Kicks basically from the goal square. Kicks the goal.
For the second year in a row, Brisbane was eliminated from the finals race by the eventual premiers. They managed to get closer to North than any other team in the '96 finals. A 38-point defeat, and for the Bears, an honourable farewell to their skipper Roger Merritt in game number 313.
To think we're 2 hours away from playing a grand final is really disappointing. The players gave their all for the season. You could really see in some of the players' eyes that they'd really had enough football, and you know that they'd played so much football that they were just exhausted, and it really showed.
2 days later, Michael Voss was back in the spotlight at the World Congress Centre for the counting of votes in the Charles Brownlow Medal. For the first time, a Brisbane player would take football's most time-honoured individual award. He would poll 21 votes to tie with James Hird of Essendon and the ineligible Corey McKernan of North.
Well, who wants to go first? Congratulations. Neither of you done that on the footy field before. Michael, I know that your mum and dad are in Brisbane right now at the Gabba. Gary and Sed. I don't think you've seen them since Saturday, am I right in saying that?
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Got a few words for them and for the people in Brisbane right now?
Just for the people back in Brisbane, oh, it's a fantastic feeling. Mum and Dad, hope you don't get too Pollux tonight.
What about for both of you? Because you're a favourite, James, and Michael, you were second favourite coming in tonight. Did you come here tonight with high expectations?
No, I thought it was a bit of a jinx, actually. But I sort of came here without the expectation to win. I didn't want to get disappointed if I lost. And I'll tell you what, I've never had the worst 3 minutes in my entire life, and then that last round, it was unbelievable.
It was a fitting end to a year that put Brisbane to the forefront of Australian football.
What do we say when we run out to play? Dare to beat the bear. What do we say when we run our way? Dare to beat the bear.